Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. Um I don't know, I've just been lazy to make videos. And not gonna lie, I low-key kinda don't be having time after work to be talking about everything that's been happening. Um I be like an old lady sometimes and I be wanting to go to sleep after watching like a Raw or SmackDown because work just beats me up. But today we're finally gonna make a video on the 2026 Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. So today is just gonna be a little rambling video about, what I saw on the men and women's, the matches, what I like, what I didn't like. So yeah, you guys can keep on watching and let's get started. Topic that I'm gonna talk about. Not gonna lie, guys, I did write it down. Say hello to my Hello Kitty book. I put all my ideas down on there. Um, as to what happened on the matches. So what happened first was the Women's Royal Rumble. My little Power Rangers were up there doing their stuff as they should be. First things first is it was kind of crazy how they decided to put a Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for 1 and 2, and then Kiana James is number 3, and she was getting beaten up by those two girls. Like they did tease Charlotte and Alexa maybe doing their moves on each other, and then all of a sudden Miss Kiana got called up, and then next thing you know they were jumping Kiana. You guys, I truly do love Kiana James. I think she has something that's kind of like another Tiffany Stratton. I would love to see more of Kiana rather than to just have her as just Julia's manager. She kind of did eat in this Royal Rumble, picking up Naya, going ham on everything else, doing her little gymnastics. I would just love to see more of Kiana James. She's almost becoming one of my favorites that I'm liking. There's just a other few things. I'm not going to go into order as I remember everything. I kind of jotted everything down, like jumping. So it was crazy to see how Miss Jordan Grace came in being a big powerhouse that she is. Not gonna lie, on NXT, when I do have time to watch it, she's just been losing on NXT, and there was been like a couple of mess ups on NXT as well. But it's been crazy to see her be a powerhouse. Her being a powerhouse and just messing everybody up. It has me a little bit excited to see what she's gonna go against when it comes to Miss Jade Cargill. As far as for that match itself, like the promos a little bit, they're kind of eating here and there, but it's not something that I'm excited for. But after seeing this Royal Rumble, I kind of do want to see how the heck they're going to be in the ring, if it's going to be eating or not. But I definitely do want to see more of Jordan Grace. Hopefully, she's not losing like she was on NXT. And maybe we might just get a banger out of her and Jade Cargill. A very much Becky Lynch versus Maxine again. Not gonna lie, you guys, like a little bit, I was kind of wanting to see more of Maxine, like as if she's gonna, she's gonna off Becky Lynch, because it's just like the promos, and then after her losing to Becky, she made it seem like she hated Becky's guts to the max. Um, but we did see her kind of messing Becky up, here a little bit in the ring. But I thought I was gonna get like a savage Maxine from the get go. You know how Bailey kind of goes from 0 to 100 on that little persona. I was kind of wishing to see that more from Maxine. Like once she saw Becky, would be on site, but it was kind of like that, kind of not. Um, Next thing is I am so glad that we are getting Natty instead of Natalia. If y'all don't watch Triple A, you don't know who Natty is. Natty has been on Triple A before, and that's her persona in Triple A. I can't wait to see Miss Natty on WWE. Hopefully, like people will get excited for her and she gets a little push. I know the whole Natty and Maxine is to get Maxine over, but I really do want to see the hardcore Natty as she was in AAA. I wish WWE is gonna showcase it more. Um, as far as when it came to Becky, Natty, and Maxine, honestly, I kind of expected a little bit of more from Maxine. I didn't expect her to get like outed that fast once Natty was in the picture. As well as the same thing for Becky Lynch. Miss Ma'am's a champion, but she got thrown out of the ring like quite easily. I was kind of expecting a little bit more from Becky Lynch, or at least her having, some leverage because she is a champion. I thought maybe there could have been more eliminations from her, or like a little bit more spots than the Maxine and Natty spot. I'm so happy that they decided to do the spot of the Japanese wrestlers all facing each other. Of course, you have Asuka trying to recruit Julia, and Julia's being like, no thanks. And then she's like, not with Asuka, she's not with EO. And they're kind of just like fighting amongst each other. Then we got Miss Kyrie coming in and trying to help, Asuka. However, it didn't really go as planned. Kyrie ended up accidentally uh, eliminating Asuka. And I'm just like wondering like where's it gonna go from here, because during that Royal Rumble when it came to that spot and they're both eliminated, um you see Asuka look at Kyrie with the crazy look, and then she starts grabbing Kyrie by the hair. I don't know after that if they start fighting or if it's just that Asuka starts pulling Kyrie like away from the ring by the hair, because what had happened next was Miss Brie Bella making her entrance, and therefore we have the Bella twins back. I swear to you guys, if you go look at my TikTok, that was pretty cool. I did love the Bellas, watching them on Total Divas, and it's just every time Bella's the twins as they should. I also love watching Nikki's entrance when she does her little washing machine around. That always gets me. I always eat that stuff up. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, from that spot, we don't know if they're fighting or if it's just that Asuka's really mad at Kyrie. But I'm glad Miss Brie Bella came back and then she had her moments. And honestly, I did not expect that much of a pop in Saudi as she did get. It was kind of crazy. I am also then wondering, is Brie back for a little while? Or is this just like an appearance thing, like a one time thing? Because honestly, I would not mind seeing the Bella twins, take a spot in the tag team place. For me personally, I'm saying maybe that they are taking a spot in the tag team place because we do have Charlotte and Alexa might be beefing because Charlotte accidentally eliminated Alexa Bliss, so maybe they're gonna be going in their singles, so maybe that's why they inserted Brie Bella. We don't know. I'm just hoping we see more Brie Bella, to be honest, you guys. Also, just putting a little shine on the NXT girls real quick. Ah, everybody just has to love Soul Ruka. If you hate her, you're crazy. Soul, her little soul snatchers that she has are pretty amazing. I have not ever seen a move like that before. Also, I am new to the wrestling community, so that might be why. But like it's just like a little surprise. I did not imagine seeing Soul doing that soul snatcher on JC Jane during that moment. That one was pretty dope. I do on this Royal Rumble, I kind of do wish that we would have seen her high flying move, but at the same time, it wouldn't make no sense because on that move, she does go over the top rope, so she would basically eliminate herself. However, the slow snatchers were pretty amazing. It was also a big shock to see that she, when it came down to it, she was part of the last three in the Rumble. So maybe she'll get a call up. We don't know. Because the same thing kind of pretty much happened to Roxanne. She was in the last three. And then she got her WWE main roster call up. Maybe the same thing's gonna go with Soruka. Who knows? And truth to be told, on another NXT queen is Miss Lash Legend, who did get her call up, and now she is in a tag team with Miss Nia Jax. It was kind of crazy seeing that like her and Nia weren't there to be together to like run down everybody. But I am happy that Miss Lash Legend was in there by herself because she is a powerhouse by herself. She don't need anyone else to make her look powerful. It is kind of refreshing to see Lash Legend be the powerhouse and hand these eliminations than when it was with Nia. Um, it's nice to see Lash Legend have her little shining moment because we all know she was in the last Royal Rumble and people were like, "Oh, who is this queen? Who is this lady?" And then now she's here and it's just kind of crazy that they started saying that she was overrated because she was eliminating too many girls. But like, you really mean to tell me someone who looks like Lash Legend and is built like Lash Legend is just can just get eliminated like that? Like that's someone you can't deny. You look at someone and you can't say, this big tall girl. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore her spot in the Royal Rumble. She's just not gonna be anything big." No, when you see Lash Legend, you see another up and coming big, a big mommy type of, spot. Even though Alba was not in it technically, it was nice to see her still come as backup for Chelsea. When Chelsea was first coming out, had went into the ring, she was like, "Oh, I want to join the Judgment Day girls," and then the girls were like, "Give us a moment, let us speak amongst ourselves." So they did a little team huddling group, and then they decided they didn't want Chelsea in. How rude! But I digress. It was nice for Miss Alba to help her for go under the ropes and then break out of the ring. And then at the same time, Liv Morgan was like, "Nah, girl, you ain't going nowhere." And then grabs Chelsea by the hair. It was kind of crazy as to how easily Chelsea just went back into the ring from a hair pull. Um, and then we have Raquel and Roxanne pulling her arms, and at the same time, Liv Morgan is still pulling your hair, and she's getting messed up. Not gonna lie, you guys, if that was me, I would absolutely lose it if I was in the Royal Rumble And if my spot was me getting my hair pulled, I would absolutely take real shots at everybody because I absolutely don't like my hair getting pulled. And as we all know from that SmackDown the other day, Liv Morgan does not like her hair getting pulled either. It was kind of crazy hearing the thank you Cena chants at the Women's Royal Rumble. I think when Raquel had a moment on screen of her being like a big mommy self, there was like thank you Cena chants. I don't know if it's like something because of how she had that moment with Cena during that event, or if the crowd was just getting bored or something, and then that's why they were like thank you Cena. I think it was also weird how when Nikki was doing her little moves and everything, people were like thank you Cena, and she's like thank Cena, or she didn't really say thank Cena, she's like thank me. Like now she has that in her character, and I just hope people don't start doing chants like at all the events of thank you Cena when it's her turn, because that's just kind of weird as hell. Hopefully in the future people do stop saying that, but as well as I could kind of see it with Nikki's character of the thank me, you should be thanking me type of okay, I see you, Nikki. Then we have Miss Tiffy time coming back. I can't wait to see what's next in store for her or what she gonna do on SmackDown. But it was kind of refreshing to see her again. Honestly, I did miss Tiffy time. And I know a lot of people were kind of expecting Paige, and some people were mad that we got Tiffy time instead. You guys, how dare you? That is rude as hell. But I love Tiffany, and hopefully she can have something like in a storyline whenever she comes back. Or is she gonna insert herself with Jade again? We don't know. But it was kind of like a gag moment because during Tiffany's time with Charlotte and they were staring each other down. I was like, remember when she knocked out your tooth, Tiffany? And then, they started beefing with each other. And it was kind of fun seeing their little moment back then, looking on Unreal, how things came to be when it came to their feud. It's like a bittersweet moment seeing those two together again. And I'm glad they kind of had a little tussle with each other. Almost the end of the Rumble, you guys. We did have like a big mommy face off with Mommy, Raquel, and Lash Legend. It was kind of crazy seeing all of them like kind of tussle with each other. And of course, Raquel came out on top, Miss Ma'am, as she should, because she been getting the spotlight recently. And I'm very happy for her. See the Tejana bomb, like lifting Rhea all the way up to go over the top rope. And then Rhea's back hits the apron. That looked like it hurt, you guys. I was like, oh shoot. And then when she landed on the floor, like her back was arched up. And he even had a ref check on her to see if she was okay. And then tell me why. After she gets done, we have Miss Raquel just like, and Liv Morgan comes in, backstabs, and Raquel is eliminated. She eliminates Raquel. I'm like, what? Girl, what? And she's over here smiling. And I did see like a little clips of the after show where Liv was saying that Raquel isn't like a jealous type of girl, that she would be happy for Liv Morgan. Girl, I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not too sure. So I don't know if it's gonna be like in a situation of Raquel gonna be happy for her and be like, oh, it makes sense, yada yada yada, or if she's gonna be pissed off and see that Liv backstabbed her. Who knows? We won't know until Monday. Um, the only thing leading up to Monday is Raquel gets the belt, and it'll be Liv and Raquel for WrestleMania. Who knows? We don't know. which is why I can't wait for Monday Night Raw to show y'all. That's so much tea on Monday Night Raw. But the big three end up being Liv, Soul, and then Miss Tiffany. Girl, that's three blondes if you think about it. Um, the sequence of them all together is so amazing. Oh, and then I kind of like winced again because it kind of looked like Soul was about to fall off on accident. And then Tiffany grabs her by the hair. I'm like, oh, girl, that hurts. But at the end, Soul did catch herself and tried to do a soul snatcher off of the apron. She kind of would have eliminated herself, but Tiffany was like, you ain't getting me. And she pushes her mid soul snatch. Then we have Miss Liv Morgan, who sees that Tiffany is occupied with Soul, and then she does her Oblivion, which leads to Liv Morgan winning the Royal Rumble, you guys. That women's Royal Rumble was kind of crazy. It was kind of like amazing that there were no kind of like horrible spots or mess ups in that match. I am very happy that Liv Morgan won the Royal Rumble. Concerned what's gonna happen with Raquel and the Judgment Day in the future. But I know in the beginning of the year, I was like, I really don't like Liv Morgan because she'd be stealing Dominic Mysterio from Rhea Ripley. But somehow, someway, I do end up liking Liv Morgan. And I can't wait to see what the heck she's gonna do. Overall, I did like the women's Royal Rumble. It's just, I low key kind of sad. Low key kind of sad, you guys. Because, of course, we get no Naomi. Understandably, she's a baby mama right now. We also don't get an AJ Lee. Kind of sad about that one. But hopefully she's doing well with Naomi. And lastly, we also did not get a Bianca Belair. I miss my girl Bianca, man. It's been so hard out here. But I kind of do understand she is going through a finger injury. Must be crazy because that's taking a long time to heal. And as well as I think the last time she was in Saudi was kind of weird. They were booing her, even though she's a good girl, but she was getting booed. So I feel like maybe bringing her out in Saudi wouldn't be a good idea. But I do miss the EST, not gonna lie, you guys. The AJ versus Gunther. During that match, Gunther was relentless. I cannot. I cannot, you guys. This man done retired. Well, not really retired, but he just made another guy just go away. The table spot between those two was kind of crazy because, like, isn't it normally during table spots you clear off the table first? That man just said, and then I believe AJ did get a cut maybe from that monitor on the table, and there was a little bit of blood on there. Gunther's shots going crazy. AJ's chest was red. Normally, when he wrestles, his face is red, but his chest matched his face. They were both red. And not gonna lie, you guys, Dan, I think his name's Dan Angler or Dan, I know it's Dan A something. The referee, he was selling himself as well when it came to Gunther being like a, it was in a sense of like, calm down, man, calm down, like you're gonna kill it. Whoa, calm down. Dan did play a really good role in giving AJ some time so he can recover within the match. Announcers were talking about how Dan has been a referee. I can't even talk, you guys. How Dan has been a referee for AJ on most of his matches. So, of course, it's going to be a bittersweet moment for those two. I'm glad they didn't end the match when it came to Gunther, I guess, doing a dirty little trick and try to kick AJ from his you know what, because as we as everyone has been saying before, it makes no sense for Gunther to try to win in a dirty way. That dirty way ain't for you. It's only for Dirty Dom, Gunther. Gunther does not need to like have some type of cheat to win. He just needs to make himself be like a big, strong, bad heel. He doesn't need a cheat to win. I am glad that WWE has decided to stick to that. He doesn't need a cheat to win aspect when it came to his matches. But overall, that match was pretty good. I did not think AJ could hit his signature move on Gunther because Gunther's really tall, but somehow, someway, he managed to do it on Gunther. So props to AJ. This man was about to put his gloves down, but he didn't. So maybe in a sense, AJ is done wrestling for WWE. Maybe he might go to TNA again, or might be concerning himself in a different role in WWE. Next topic. Not gonna lie, you guys, I really don't have anything written down for Sammy and Drew. Um, my camera is flipped, but this is Sammy and Drew, and there's nothing there. I quite literally don't have anything because I did not believe that Drew McIntyre was gonna lose. And not gonna lie, you guys, I also kind of don't really like Sami Zayn. Um, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Sami Zayn fan. I just think it's kind of crazy that how he can kick out from almost anyone's finisher. That Drew McIntyre did have more wins over Sami Zayn, and Sami he basically had 0 wins. So I don't know why. Maybe Saudi they were like, oh, it's gonna be his win. I kind of didn't believe that if Drew McIntyre already had some wins over him as it is. I also did kind of think this is like a little snippet as to why I'm not really interested in Sami Zayn. Because how is this man going to have the championship, lose to Ilya, have some time off, comes back, and then he beats Ilya, the person that just beat him for that championship. And then as soon as he's back, he's already into the main title picture frame. And it's just kind of a little bit weird for me because then you have someone that won the Royal Rumble like Charlotte Flair like last time. And she got booed. But Sammy, he didn't really get booed, to be honest. Respectfully, I'm happy that my man, that's not really my man because that man is married, but Drew McIntyre is fine to me, you guys. I'm very happy that he won and he's keeping his championship. Hopefully, we get to see more of Drew because, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, was kind of getting a little bit tired of having a good guy as a champion and low-key missing Seth Rollins. And he was a pretty good heel. So hopefully Drew McIntyre can fill that void for in the meantime. The Men's Royal Rumble. And you guys on SmackDown the day before, they ruined Braun's number in the Royal Rumble. I really hope Triple H fired whoever did that. That was diabolical. How could you ruin that? Unless they did that on purpose, but again, diabolical. The Men's Royal Rumble. Let us get started. Let me tell you one thing before we start. I am pretty bummed out that there was no Finn Balor in this Royal Rumble. Very rude and disrespectful. I love seeing Finn Balor, and I wish we could have seen more of him. Also, kind of low key wish we could have seen Ron R-Truth in here. And then, let me clarify something as well. For some reason, okay, I really thought that Jade was gonna be in the Royal Rumble, and then my boyfriend said no champions can be in the Royal Rumble. I was like, oh. So my thoughts was, okay, Carmelo is a champion. He's probably not gonna be in the men's Royal Rumble. But Becky was in the women's Royal Rumble. So I was like, what the hell? And he was like, Carmelo could have been in the Royal Rumble. Why the hell wasn't Carmelo in the Royal Rumble? Is my true question. WWE. Why? Why wasn't he there? Because, like I said, Carmelo is him. He should have been in there. Rude, rude, and disrespectful. Just rude and nasty, y'all. But let's get started to the men's Royal Rumble. We have Mr. Obafemi as the number one man. Like I said, me and my man have been anticipating Oba to make his appearance. We don't even know what brand he's under, you guys. Low key, I'm kind of hoping that he goes to SmackDown because they do have a SmackDown coming up in Arizona. So I'm like, this is kind of sealing my fate. Like, if Oba's gonna be on SmackDown, I'll buy myself some SmackDown tickets. If he's not, I think I'd save up for whenever there's a Monday Night Raw in Arizona. But we have Oba, Braun, and a mystery man. Who is this mystery man? I'm gonna say Seth Rollins. For some reason, people were saying on Twitter that the Dean dude, I don't even know if that's his name, the Ambrose. I don't even know if I'm saying the name right. I'm just saying Seth Rollins just for fun, and I just hope he comes back because I'm low-key kind of missing Seth Rollins, y'all. I am baffled that Braun Breaker lost and was out the moment that he got in. Elwood took his chance. The person that I thought, okay, you guys, little backtrack real quick. I thought that the person that was gonna win the women's Royal Rumble was Liv Morgan. I hoped it was gonna be Roxanne because I love me some Roxanne, but it didn't make sense because Roxanne already had her Royal Rumble last year, known as the like longest she's been, the longest woman that's been in the Royal Rumble. So it would have made no sense for Roxanne to be there. Liv Morgan predicted that right. The one that I thought that was gonna win the men's Royal Rumble was Braun Breaker, and I was wrong. What in the world? Um, but it's like the first minutes of this Royal Rumble was just a little Obamania. He was taking out everybody, and I thought this man was gonna win. Cause I was like, Braun Breaker's gonna win, but I hope Obafemi, is my wish. I lost on both of them. I'm so glad I did not bet on anything, you guys. I would have been a loser today. Besides winning on Liv Morgan. Um, but I'm glad we got to see how much of a powerhouse Obafemi is. That man is 310 pounds. I didn't think he was 310 pounds, you guys. That's crazy. It's also freaking crazy, you guys. Seeing a Grande Americano versus an original Grande Americano. I don't know what to do. I'm a little bit out of a confusion here. Cause Chad Gable came back with the full beard. Not gonna lie, he kind of tricked me because he kind of be looking a little bit Mexican with that full beard. Um, I don't know, you guys. If they do end up having a Grande versus another Grande match, I don't know who to go for. Like, I love the way that Ludwig has been embracing Mexican culture and going to the Triple A little events that they have. He even got himself a little Mexican baddie, you know what I'm saying? Just kidding. But the other original Grande, Chad Gable, he's really great wrestling in the ring. He can hang with the luchadores. Him and the Vikingo match that they had was absolutely amazing. However, if they ever actually do a Grande versus Grande, I don't know who to choose. And hopefully, since Chad is the original Grande, I'm kind of hoping a little bit we get to see more of American made, you know? Because I did kind of miss them in their little tag team. Very happy that WWE decided to include some of the AAA members of the roster into this Royal Rumble. Um, of course, we have Mr. Iguana and La Parca. I don't know. Maybe it's like how they are over there. There wasn't really much of a pop for the Lucha Libres as I wanted there to be. Even when Mr. Iguana does his like standstill moves in the US and in Mexico, he still gets a pop, and the pop is like them people laughing. When Mr. Iguana went down, there's no laughing really. So I'm like, oh, they don't like him. And then Mr. La Barca, um, people like whenever he dances. There's a little bit of a when La Parca was dancing. However, it didn't really like stay there for a while. It was kind of just a quick kind of laugh. We have Mr. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. We don't like Brock Lesnar. Okay. If you know, you know. But I kind of don't really see the thing of a lot of F5s, to be honest. That's kind of what he does all the time in the suplexes. Mm. Anyways, they were getting like their stare down. Of course, you gotta have these people come in with their entrances. What's wrong with you guys? Not only that, you wanna know what pissed me off, you guys? Tell me why. It's Ray Phoenix coming in. I knew this man was gonna get thrown off as soon as he came in between those two. Immediately, he didn't even get to show none of his moves. And he gets eliminated. Number one, I'm mad because he got eliminated without really showing his moves. Number two, I'm mad he's eliminated because we do not get, like, we don't get any Lucha Bros in this match. Lucha Bros are Ray Phoenix and Penta. We don't get nothing. Like, I'm waiting to have this interaction with the brothers, but we're not getting it. They're depriving me of this, you guys. They're supposed to be a really good tag team. But it's kind of sad seeing Ray immediately eliminated. And then somehow, some way, Obafemi gets eliminated by Brock Lesnar. Boo! Tomato, tomato, tomato. How dare you? And it kind of made no sense, you guys. Because tell me why during this we get Mr. J Uso's entrance. I love myself some yeet, but it's just the running back. Like, it's kind of getting. Like, how are you gonna run it back mid match? That's supposed to be serious for you. Um, made no sense. He said, run it back again. During Jay Uso's entrance, Brock Lesnar also gets eliminated, which at that moment I was like, yeah. But still, you guys, it makes no sense. Because it's like, are they not trying to make it a big deal that Brock Lesnar got eliminated? So that's why they kind of had Jay's entrance to kind of like cover it up, like, oh, the Beast got eliminated? Or like, are they really just so committed to Jay having his entrance like take up a spotlight? I like Jay's entrance, but it's just every time you run it back twice maybe 3 times at max, you guys. It's getting a little bit old. And then he has his cousin Roman Reigns come out, and then Roman's all like, "Let's run it back, let's run it back," and Jay's like, "Run it back," and they were about to run it back again. I'm so glad Roman Reigns done smacked the man and done just whooped Jay's butt a little bit. It was also kind of weird because Roman hit Jay first towards, I can't remember who it was. Um, Jay and Roman were teaming up together. Jay was teaming up with Roman. Come on, Oos, come on, Oos. And it's like, Jay, did you forget that Roman hit you when you were trying to run your entrance back again? Or, like, why are you teaming up? You're supposed to beat him, like, get him back. I don't know. It was kind of weird. I didn't know Randy and Javon actually did have a match on NXT. I believe on their NXT match, Randy's RKO, Javon was supposed to do it off of the top rope, and then Randy was supposed to RKO him. Somehow, some way on that NXT match, I believe it did get messed up, and you can tell that it affected Javon, and he like it took a toll on that man. But I'm glad that they got to redo it again and rewind it back for them to have their spots. And yeah, it was just pretty nice. A little bittersweet moment back on memories to see, they did have their match at NXT. Now they're having their little moments on the main roster. I thought it was a little bit cute, you guys. And lottie da lottie day, we got Mr. Cody Rhodes. How dare you eliminate LA Knight, man? You're going down in my book, Cody Rhodes. Cody eliminated LA Knight. After that man got booed. As you should. As you should. Somehow, someway, Cody and Jacob are tussling with each other. Jacob almost had Cody off. And then Cody was like, I'm putting myself back into the match. And he was going to lift himself back into the ring. However, he kind of got stuck on the rope. Lo and behold, Drew McIntyre done smacked the man off with his boot. And Cody got eliminated that way. And then you can tell, I can't remember, but Drew was saying that his beef was someone. I think he said his beef was with Cody and not him. Or it could have been the other way around, that his beef was with Jacob and not Cody. I don't know, you guys. It was just a lot of craziness that was going on in the match. Y'all, tell me why in the world we have the last four. This is three. Tell me why, you guys, we also have the last four, which was Roman, Randy, somehow Logan, and then we have Gunther. Gunther back in the match. It's kind of crazy that he ended up being like the last two. Um, I kind of thought, since Gunther already had a match, it's kind of gonna get roughed up and not really last in there as much long. But it's a little shocker that he was number 2 towards the end. I don't know, somehow, some way Logan managed to survive through all of that and kind of be like the last Vision dude to be in there. Um, I honestly don't really have that much words for the ending. I kind of thought it maybe it's gonna be just like Roman and Randy towards the end, but Roman and Gunther was kind of surprising to me. If Gunther won, I think I definitely would have been mad, you guys. They're like, it would have been it's gonna be a celebratory day for Gunther if he wins the Royal Rumble. Like, you done retired, you just got rid of a man's career, and now you're getting rid of Roman Reigns. That is not the way to go, man. So I was getting a little nervous when it came to Roman being in the little sleeper hold. But I'm glad towards the end, Roman did manage to get out of it, did his little spear, and then yeeted that man out of there. So I can't wait to see really what's going to happen with Roman. Who is he going to choose? Um, The guest is Punk. Got a little bit of history, so I don't know if they're going to go full on it or if he's somehow somewhere gonna choose Drew. I don't know. As far as for the Royal Rumble, I really did enjoy all of it. I am glad there wasn't really any mistakes or mess ups that had happened, and that hopefully not everybody has any serious injuries or anything. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen on Monday Night Raw. Maybe it's gonna be good. I might just do another one of these for Raw if anything happens. Let me know what you guys like or what you guys didn't like in the Royal Rumble of 2026. What were some of your guys' favorite moments? Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe and share my videos. See you guys on the next video. Bye bye.